Okay, let's submit this code. Nice. Okay, so this is the code from yesterday, and what happened is inside this if function, we should have been updating max so far, not just max. And if you do that, it'll pass all the test cases. Okay. Okay. So, today I wanted to look at another solution that does not use a global variable. So that would be the optimized solution, not having a global variable like this. So how can we do that? So we're going to define a recursive function, and the recursive function is going to find the null and then work backwards, and if the value is greater than or equal to the root, then we will return a 1. And we will then call the function recursively on the count variable within the recursive function, and basically plus equals the function. So let's have the function depth first search, and it's going to take the node, and then it's going to keep track of the initial value of root.val, but it's going to be the max so far. But when we call it down here, when we call depth first search, we're going to pass in root and root.val as the initial value. And so max so far is going to start out as the root.value. And we're going to have count defined within the recursive function. And if node.value is greater than or equal to the max so far, then we want to return, or not return, we want count to equal 1. So when we come down here, we're going to keep track of the max so far. So it's either going to be the current node.value or max so far, which is the updated value. So we're going to update max so far to equal math.max, the max so far, or node.value, which is the current value. And then, so we said, so what does this do now? This is going to be called recursively. And so a recursive function is a function that calls itself. And when we call it, what it's going to do is either count equals 1 or count equals 0. And so what we're going to do with that is count plus equals DFS, and we're going to call it for the left subtree, and we're going to call it for the right subtree. And we're going to, of course, we have this other parameter we need to pass in, the max so far. And then do this for the left side, or the right side. Do it for the right side. And then return count. Oh yeah, so we need to say if not node, return 0. Cannot read properties of null. So if they pass us null, we need to return 0. Okay, so what went wrong this time? We did not return anything. So yes, we are returning within the recursive function, but when we call it, we did not return it. We need to return at the bottom. Okay.